Hi everybody, and welcome to the first tournament center of Pro Tour Gatecrash here in lovely Montreal, Canada. I'm Brian David Marshall. I'm here with Gaudenis Vidugiris, and we're about to do a draft tech for you. You got to see Ben Stark drafting on camera at the start of this pod. We wanted to get a little bit of an idea of what was going on all the way around on the other side of the table. Go, you were sitting on the other side. You were at the tail end of what could have very easily been one of your practice drafts for Star City Games Black. I mean, you were being fed by Patrick Chapin, feeding Reed Duke, feeding you.
I think it was Duke Chapin.
Duke Chapin you. What is that? What is that? Is that good for you? Is that bad for you? Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag. I mean, I know their tendencies, so that's good, and in theory, we're more likely to cooperate, so that's good. But we also tend to have the same card evaluation, so that's bad because we're kind of fighting over the same stuff. So, I mean,
what do you want going into your first Gatecrash draft of this Pro Tour? Like, what is it that you want to be?
I'll oversimplify a little, but red good, blue bad.
Just a little oversimplified. Okay, so that's interesting because...
And you want to be fast.
Okay, so red good, blue bad. Let's take a look at pack one. There's an interesting decision here for you. Red good, blue bad, blue green. Yeah,
the worst. But
you don't like Simic.
I mean, I don't like any of the blue cards, but I mean, I don't know. I guess I decided Fathom Mage power level is probably just higher than Mugging, which is basically what I was. I mean, nothing else appeals here, so it's between Fathom Mage and Mugging.
But you also said the format's fast.
It is fast, and
Fathom Mage is not fast.
No, it's not. Which is why this was a hard pick. I think in many other formats, I think it's just Window Slam, Fathom Mage. Don't think about it, but I mean, I don't know. The format I think is fast, and Mugging. I mean, I was very tempted to take Mugging, but couldn't do it.
How much are you influenced by the fact that you have two teammates who you know have a similar sense of the format to you?
A little, I think. I know that they also think that red is probably better than blue, and I think it's very unlikely that either of them is going to be Simic, which makes me a little bit better about first picking a card that kind of locks you into Simic anyway.
Right.
So that certainly helped a little, but...
Sure, and you're not passing any blue-green cards, downstream, and I've heard a lot of people talking about it's very important to, be very clear in your
I definitely
signals.
Heard people talk about that. I'm not sure exactly how much I buy into that.
Sure.
Especially since even for a lot of decks, it's almost more important how many total players there are at the table in your guild as opposed to who's directly next to you. I mean, obviously directly next to you is important, but...
Well, let's see what your teammates were passing to you. Let's take a look at the next pick. So again, red, good.
Yeah, this
blue,
is where...
Blue bad. What?
Yeah, I mean, Sprite is a fine card, and so I wasn't sad to see Sprite here. I mean, it's a fine card. It maybe a little high for second pick. I mean, at this point, I probably wish I had Halberdiers and a Mugging and just...
This is a premium Boros common, right?
I mean, it's certainly good.
Okay, but you take the Sprite now. You're pretty confident again that you're going to be Simic. I mean, you thinking maybe?
I mean, I'm pretty confident I'm Simic, but I mean, we'll see. I mean, obviously, you see what happens.
We'll see. All right, so let's take a look. So this is the next pack. Again, so now you get past a Homing Lightning, a Mark for Death. I don't know, and then a handful of reasonably good blue cards here. Yeah,
but none of them are really good. I mean, I think I don't know. Hand of Biting is not good in Simic. It's much better in blue black, and honestly, I've been kind of unimpressed with it. Period. So I think maybe a week ago that would have been the pick here for me, but I think now, I mean, this card is not really great in Simic either. So it was really between Totally Lost and the Rogue.
Okay. But you took the Rogue.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was right. I think maybe, I don't know.
Oh, okay. So, and then I think we have one more pick from the first set of packs, and still a couple of red cards going on, but
yeah.
So in your mind is Patrick Chapin or Reed Duke playing Boros at this point?
I mean, at this point, I'm thinking Boros is wide open, and for a second, I paused to consider just trying to switch into it, but I mean, again, Sprite is still a good card, and so I don't want to abandon a good card. And my
no thoughts to Simic Flux Mage?
Not this early. I like it more than most, actually, I think, but
yeah.
it's just slow and clunky, and
okay.
I mean, Simic is already slow and clunky,
right.
so
let's move on. So this is to me a pick. I've had to face this pick a couple times.
Same.
I like Simic, I think, more than you do. Ivy Lane Denizen, Miming Slime. What's your thought process on these two cards?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I think in the last practice draft, I actually had a very similar pack, and I took the Denizen. I wasn't that impressed by it, and so I decided to try the Mimic Slime this time, and just
okay.
I mean, I think it's pretty close. Yeah. I think Mimic Slime probably
nice interactions with Fathom Mage here.
There are. I was tempted, but I mean.
But you're also thinking about your curve and.
Well, yeah, and I mean, if you're already on Fathom Mage, so you already kind of have a 4-drop that doesn't really do anything, and
sure.
Playing another 4-drop that doesn't.
You can't really block or do much with this the turn you play it.
Right, exactly, and okay. Just
All right, let's go on to pack 2 now. So this is. Wait, is this pack 1 again? What's?
Apparently.
We see another Fathom Mage. Are you considering it all Shamble Shark? Or?
No, I mean, maybe I should be, but I'm not. I mean, at this point, I think it's pretty easy. Just take the Fathom Mage. I mean, maybe I'm overrating that card, but it just seems.
It says draw a card on it. And,
yeah,
and
it's good enough for me.
You're not going to be able to resist that, are you?
No, I'm not.
Okay, another Metropolis right there. Incursion specialist, but all right, let's take a look at your second pick.
Yeah, I mean,
so you got. What are you thinking about?
Here, it's pretty clear between these two Simic cards. They're both, well, I know that this card is actively very good. I'm not sure about this card. Like, I haven't actually had a chance to play it.
Okay.
On paper, I mean, it looks pretty insane. I don't know.
So even though the pros have gotten a lot of practice, you still haven't played enough that you've gotten a chance to play with every rare, every mythic in a draft. It's hard to come up with enough repetitions to really do that.
Yeah, it is. And honestly, I've been kind of busy at work, so I've had probably less draft practice than most, for the most part. When I did have spare time, I was trying to play Constructed rather than draft. I mean, I drafted, don't get me wrong, but...
Right. Well, you're a Magic player. We know you drafted.
Sure.
Okay, so you take the Elusive Crassus. Oh, I'm sorry, you take the Mystic Genesis over the Elusive Crassus. Let's move on to your third pick here. The next slide. And so this is an interesting pick, and I think a lot of people would sort of windmill slam this Nimbus Swimmer there in Simic, but I mean, 2-drops are kind of essential to this draft format, aren't they?
They are. You really want the 2-drops, and at this point, I just wanted to keep my curve low. I mean, I don't know if that's right or not. Again, there's, I think, really deck dependent. I think given the fact that I already had, well, you saw my 2 Metropolis Sprites, but I also had some random other big stuff that we didn't see, and I just felt like I just wanted something low to the curve for now.
You got like an adaptive snapjaw in there somewhere, yeah. All right, let's move on. So, Scab Clan Charger, something that you could be taking. Pit Fight, something you could be taking. You said already you don't really like Hands of Binding. Crown Ceratok, that's the card you take.
Yeah, I mean, I think that card is just better than most. I mean, it's exactly what you want in Simic. It makes all your creatures better. It evolves most of them.
Right, it's very rare that you're not, if it's not evolving your creatures, you're already winning very big, right?
Right, yeah. Well, then it's giving them trample and you just kill them.
Yeah.
So I mean,
a pretty easy pick.
4/3 for 4, which seems a little overpowered, but
All right, so moving on, and now, the 2-drops will come. There's a Shamble Shark.
Yeah, I mean, I was very glad to see that there. I mean, that indicated that, at least I wasn't crazy for being in Simic. And
okay, moving on. Next slide. So we know you took a Pit Fight out of a pretty non-controversial pack for your first pick in the third pack. This is your second pick as we're trying to move along here in the third pack. Slaughterhorn, awesome in Simic, awesome in Gruul.
Yeah, I mean, the card is just great. I already have 2 sprites anyway, and that's not, I mean, power level wise, the only card I would consider is just
the
a dragon.
Primordial.
Yeah, but 7 is a lot.
Sure. All right, let's move on. Let's look at these last couple slides. We see a rapid hybridization, not a lot of removal in the format. Next slide. Again, another 2-drop, the Greenside Watcher. And then I think we have one last slide to look at. And hey, another Shamble Shark.
Yeah.
So it all worked out. How do you feel your deck turned out?
Not great, honestly. I'm still a little still playing a couple guys I'm not thrilled about.
What's the verdict on Fathom Age?
I have never played it yet.
Okay. Okay.
So
you have one more match. You're 1-1. You beat Patrick Chapin. You lost to Andreas Nardal with a sort of ridiculous-looking Gruul deck.
Yeah, I mean,
And what was Patrick playing?
Patrick was a Boros, so I mean, after that Legionnaire, after the 4th pick Legionnaire, there was, I mean, for the most part, Boros kind of dried up. So,
okay. All right. Well, I'm going to let you get to your next round.
All right.
Good luck.
Thanks.
For Gaudenis Vidugiris, this is Brian David Marshall signing off from the Tournament Center.